Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Cassandra Terry, your manifesting miracle maker, and it is Thankful Thursday. Thankful Thursday. Y'all know it's my favorite day of the week. It's the day where, if no other day, we're focused on gratitude. I encourage you to be focused on it every day because it's such a mood enhancer. But on Thursdays, we give it a special focus and we talk about gratitude and what it can do for our disposition, how it makes us feel, how it improves our day, our outlook on life in general. So last night, I decided to read this article that was written by a publication out of Harvard Medical School, about gratitude. And the title of it is Giving, let me get it just right. Giving Thanks Can Make You Happier. Giving Thanks Can Make You Happier. And I dropped the link to it in both on Facebook as well as YouTube, and I will try my best to remember to go to LinkedIn and drop it there afterwards as well, because it wouldn't let me do it from my app. But it's a good article. It's science based, so the things that we're talking about, the things that we just kind of naturally know, the things that we feel, they're more than a feeling. There's science behind it, and I thought I would share this article with you guys today. It's short, but just to give you a little bit more information about gratitude and its benefits. And the article talks about three types of gratitude. Past gratitude, where you're having positive memories about things that have already happened. Present gratitude, which I definitely encourage, is being grateful and aware in the present time of your good fortune, seeing the things that are working well for you, being grateful for what you have versus being focused on what you don't. We talk about that quite a bit. And then future gratitude. Future gratitude is a state of mind. That's about being hopeful, being optimistic, feeling and believing that things ultimately are going to work out okay. So you've got layers to it. You've got different ways to approach gratitude and different phases of your life in order to enjoy gratitude. You can always look back. If you're having a difficult moment, you can always just stop and think about a time in your life where you felt really great, where you thought things were really going well for you, or something happened that maybe changed the trajectory of your life, or someone was really kind to you, and you can just stop and don't just think about that moment, but remember how you felt in that moment. Remember those feelings, and those emotions come back and they start to water down any negative emotions that you might be experiencing in the present time. So that is something that you can do at any moment. You find yourself struggling, you're frustrated, things are not going well. Just stop. Give yourself a moment to pause and breathe and think back at a time to think back on a time when you felt really good, and allow yourself to re-experience that and have gratitude for that experience. Regardless of what's going on in our lives, though, even when we're going through something difficult, there is also things to be grateful for. So that's the present moment gratitude. The first one was the past, looking back and being grateful for what's happened. The second is the present moment. At any point in time, even when I don't feel well, even when something horrible has happened, there's still good things in my life. So I can stop and I can focus on those for just a moment. And that'll help me get some balance and some perspective and not be so engulfed by whatever the situation is that has me in turmoil right now. I can take a break from it. The situation may not go away right then and there. The situation may not change. It may be something that you're going to have to work through. But if you remember gratitude and if you allow yourself to be thankful for what it is you have right now, then it'll at least make your load a little lighter and make it easier for you to work through that situation. And then the third type of gratitude is future. It is looking forward with an optimistic outlook, being hopeful and believing that regardless of my circumstances, regardless of what's going on right now, I believe that everything's going to be okay. It's all going to work out in the end. And if you have that kind of an attitude, it allows you to keep moving forward. Because why would you stay in a difficult situation when you know a better situation lies ahead. If you truly believe that it's going to get better, you just move from where you are until you get to that better. And that's a great way to stay motivated and to keep going. It's like, I may be in the thick of it right now. I may be in the valley right now. Excuse me. I am in the valley right now, but I know that if I get up and put one foot in front of the other, I can start to scale that mountain slowly, slowly, one step at a time. And before you know it, I'm no longer in the valley. I'm at the peak. I'm at the peak of the mountain. I can see all the beauty around me. I've achieved what it is I was trying to achieve. And now I've got another thing to be grateful for. I'm right back in the present moment and being grateful for that. So gratitude is great, and it gives you opportunities to remember. Gives you opportunities to be present, and it gives you opportunities to have a mindset that's going to serve you and keep you moving forward. So that's gratitude in general and the types of gratitude. But what does it really do for you? According to Harvard, now, this is not just Cassandra talking, because I know I talk a lot and I've got a lot to say, but I also read a lot and I study a lot and I research a lot and I've lived a lot. And so I try to pull all that together into a short video that can hopefully inspire or help someone, especially if they're struggling or need to adjust their mindset. So the benefits of gratitude. It helps you to feel more positive emotions. So while gratitude is a positive emotion in and of itself, let's say we're looking backwards and you're remembering the kindness of someone. Somebody went out of their way to do something for you and you were just very grateful. So you feel the gratitude of that moment, but it also reconnects you with that person. Could be somebody you haven't even thought about in a while. But when you start to be grateful for what it is that they did, now all of a sudden you're feeling connected to more love, more appreciation for that person too. So the act of being grateful generates even more positive emotions than just the gratitude itself. It also helps you to really enjoy your experiences. So now we're in the present moment. We're not looking back. Something great is happening. And I decided to focus on it, to be present in this moment, and to be grateful for what it is I'm experiencing. That, as I'm saying that, it makes me think about my grandkids. I love when I get to be with one or more of them and they're just kind of piling on and they're showing me their toys or granny this, granny that, and we're having a good time. In that moment, everything else falls away. And I just have the pleasure of enjoying my little people. And if I'm worried about them breaking something, if I'm worried about my hair getting messed up, my clothes, if I'm watching my clock, my watch, because I need to be somewhere at a certain time, I'm not in the present moment. I may be going through the motions, but I'm not really connected with them. And I'm not really in a position to really enjoy that experience. So if I allow all that to fall away and just enjoy the experience of rolling around, hanging out, drawing, reading, whatever it is I'm doing with the grandkids, I'm connected to them. They're connected to me, and I'm really enjoying that experience. It's an elevated experience when I allow myself to be present, to really be in it and not worried about a whole bunch of other things. It also improves your health. When gratitude improves your health, it can improve your health in quite a few ways. But mindset in general, and having a positive mindset, improves your health. You're calmer. You're more relaxed. You have a more positive outlook on life. If nothing else, that relaxes the body. That can affect the blood pressure. It can affect whether or not you have headaches, whether or not you're carrying a lot of stress. And we know stress has a negative impact on our health. So anything that we do that's going to alleviate stress is going to improve our health. So having a practice of gratitude and being focused on the things that you're grateful for can easily have a positive effect on your health on top of everything else. It also helps you to deal with adversity. So we talked about being present and being in the thick of something, and you are overwhelmed by just how horrible that situation is, how frustrated you are by the situation, whatever the case may be. But if you stop and you're grateful for The fact that you're still there, you're grateful for this job is getting on my nerves, but it sure does keeps my mortgage paid. If you can find the positive in it and give yourself some of that to balance out that situation, it'll help you keep going. It'll help you move through the adversity. It calms you down. When we're calmer, and we're not working from an emotional place, we have the ability to process better, to think better. So if you are experiencing a difficult situation and you're so focused on what's going wrong, that's all you see is what's going wrong. But if you can step back for a moment, and if you can be positive and find something in that situation to be grateful for, or not, if it's not in that situation, in your life in general to be grateful for, you can start to have some of that stress relief. You can start to calm down a bit, and then you will find yourself able to think better. As the stress goes down, your mental processing and your capacity to think and be innovative and come up with new ideas will increase. The stress goes down, that positive processing goes up. So you're able to deal with that adversity better. You can think your way through it instead of just feel your way in it. You start to think your way through it and out of it. And then it helps you to build stronger relationships. When you have a gratitude practice, you're thinking about what's right with the people in your life more than you're thinking about your perception of what's wrong with them. And so you become more grateful. You see them differently. You elevate your view of them, which makes them feel better, which connects the two of you closer together, and it builds a stronger relationship. You know how it is when you go into a situation with your friends and you haven't seen them in a long time and everybody yells and gets excited and hugs all around? That's what our relationships can be like more often. It doesn't have to be a special situation, a special occasion. We can focus on, I really appreciate you. Can you imagine how good that feels when somebody out of the blue comes and tells you how much they appreciate you? I am very fortunate that because of this platform and because I'm yapping all every morning, I get those types of messages from strangers. I really appreciate what you said this morning. That really resonated with me. And it just motivates me. It keeps me going. It gives me a reason to get up a little extra early and have these conversations with you guys before I start my workday, because somebody somewhere, I believe, is getting something out of it. And every once in a while they stop and drop me a message and let me know that. And it's so rewarding. So think about that with your family and friends. If someone means something to you and you haven't told them in a while, just out of the blue, tell them. Imagine what that'll do for their day. It'll boost their mood, but it'll boost yours as well. It is almost impossible to sincerely do something for someone and not get a personal benefit as well. If nothing else, you feel good about yourself. So now it's a win-win. They're feeling better, you're feeling better. So gratitude has a lot of benefits. And I'll run through them one more time. One, it gives you more positive emotions. It helps you to really enjoy your experiences. It improves your health. It helps you to deal with adversity, and it helps you to build strong relationships. And again, I've dropped a comment with the link to this article in wherever you're watching. If you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, the comment is already there. You can just follow the link and read this short article for yourself. So you don't think it's just me flapping in the wind first thing in the morning. It's not. It was actually written by Harvard, folks from Harvard Medical School. They have a publication, I think the Harvard Review or something like that. I can't remember exactly the name, but the link is there, and it's science-based. It's a science-based look at the benefits of being grateful and how it can improve your life. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. It also talks about how to cultivate gratitude. What are some ways that you can improve your gratitude practice and get more in the habit of being grateful? It gave us 6 examples, with the first one being old school. Write a thank you note. Just sit down and write it out. Even if it's not, it could be to someone who's no longer here. So even if it's not something that you're going to mail, but taking the time to sit down and write what you're thankful about regarding someone will improve your outlook. And if you give it to them, it improves theirs as well. You can text them. You know, we're in an age where if you're not comfortable doing pen to paper, if you don't want to deal with snail mail or actually handing someone a thank you note, you can text them a note. You can say it over the phone, but just let somebody know how grateful you are for them. Improves your mood, improves their mood. You can also thank someone mentally. I talked about the possibility that they may no longer be there, or for whatever reason that you may not have access to them, but they had an impact on you, or you have a memory of something that they did, or maybe it's someone that you watch. Like I said, people drop me thank you notes on occasion. They'll message me, and it means the world. I don't know that person from anybody, and they don't know me other than our over the glass relationship, but the gratitude does its purpose anyway. And but if it's somebody, it could be an actor, it could be a singer, it could be, anyone that maybe this something that they said or something that you've seen them do really elevated your life or had an impact on you. You may not be able to get to that individual, but you can think about that, what they did, and how thankful you are for that, and have an internal mental thank you to them. Keep a gratitude journal. I'm a big proponent of that. And I believe that if we want to start our days off well, we start our days thinking about a couple of things. And it's good to have a number in mind, 3 to 5, whatever is comfortable for you, things that you're grateful for, and get in the practice of writing that down. At the end of your day, as you're going off to sleep, if you can do that, if you want to write it and then mentally think about those things and how they make you feel, that's seeping into your subconscious all night long while you're sleeping. I think your sleep will improve. And I think when you wake up, you'll feel great. So get in the habit of having a gratitude practice and journaling throughout your day, first thing in the morning, last thing at night, whenever you have the opportunity, take the time to journal what you're thankful for. There will be times where you're really having a difficult time and you can't do any of the things that we've talked about so far. You just don't have the mental capacity to find the gift in a situation because, maybe your health is failing or someone that you really love is slipping away. Something really difficult is going on. You can pick up that gratitude journal and you can read the things that you've been grateful for in the past, and allow that and feel those things. Don't just read them, but remember the experience and feel it, and allow that to calm you and to soothe you and to help you through whatever it is that you're struggling with. It will lighten your burden so that you can focus on the task at hand and give yourself a little mental break while you're going through, because life is life, and difficult things are going to happen. And we are not going to positive attitude ourselves out of the difficulties of life, but we can allow ourselves and teach ourselves to have a mindset of hope and resilience. So as we're going through, we have ways to just kind of recharge and keep going. It also talked about counting your blessings. I think about laying down and I remember when I was young, there used to be cartoons and shows where you would see the sheep jumping across their heads as they were thinking and preparing for bed, and they would count sheep, and that would relax them. It would help them to focus on just the sheep instead of all the stuff that was going on in their heads. And before you know it, you drift off to sleep, right? Same concept, but instead of counting sheep, count your blessings and just lay there and think about all the wonderful things that you're grateful for in your life. And before you know it, you're nice and relaxed and you're in a position for peaceful sleep. Some people have a blessing jar. A blessing jar could be a piece of Tupperware, it could be a bowl, it could be a nice jar, whatever you like. But the same sort of thing, we used to sit down for dinner, right, with as a family. And one of the things that is a good way to get a good conversation going on with your kids is to ask them, what's the best thing that happened to you today? So they have to actually think and formulate an answer instead of saying, what'd you do today? I don't know. How was your day? Fine. But what's the best thing that happened to you today? That's not a yes, no, answer. They've got to think a little bit and actually give you something that you can pick up on and start to really generate a conversation. But you can do that with anybody. And you can also do it with yourself. And if you don't want to journal, a gratitude jar is another opportunity. every day you can write down a thing or two that you're really grateful for, put it in the jar. Make the jar cute so it can be out and about and match your decor. And then when you're having one of those tough times, reach in the jar and pull out something that you're grateful for and read it and watch it help you settle down and get calm and get to a position to where you can process. The last two ways are ways that I actually love and believe that they help me, they keep me grounded. The next one, which would be number 5, is to pray. If you have any type of spiritual practice, pray. Pray to your higher being, pray to your God. Pray to Christ, and I just have a conversation. And it doesn't have to be a real formal thee, thou, thust, rigid thing, but just a conversation. This is what I'm going through, and I sure could use some help. I am really struggling with this, but I also can see that there's some great things that I've been blessed with. So although I'm having a difficult time, I'm still grateful for blah, blah, blah. But ask for help, lean on a higher power. And that gives us a different focus. And it helps us to realize that although we may be the center of our world, we're not the center of the world. There's something bigger. There's something that's playing at hand at all times that we can tap into and allow it to guide us and give us relief when we're struggling. And then meditate. I have a meditation practice. I'm not consistent with it. It's something that I'm still developing, but mindfulness is great. It's learning to be quiet. It's learning to be still. It's learning to quiet the mind, quiet the thoughts, and just allow the brain to rest, recharge. And you'd be amazed that when you do that, the types of things that come to you, the ideas that eventually will come to you, you have those aha moments. You'll get the answers to questions that you had. For some people, prayer and meditation is the same thing. For me, they're two different things. When I pray, I'm connecting to God. When I meditate, I'm going inward and I'm calming everything down. I'm quieting everything and allowing my brain to rest and those thoughts to get still. I don't fight with my thoughts. They're going to keep coming. I allow them to be and just kind of float away. Just kind of float away and allow my brain to really get quiet and still and rest. And there's a lot of recovery in that. So I hope you guys are getting something out of this. I see there's a few comments, so let me check and see who's with us. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Joanne, my mother. So thank you guys for joining and letting me know that you are here. If anyone else is watching from wherever you're watching, go ahead and leave a comment. Cliff Taylor, I see that you at least were on. I'm not sure if you're still here. Cliff and I went to grad school together at seminary quite a few years ago. Good morning, Karen. I'm glad to see you here, my beautiful aunt. So, yep, I see the comments are starting to come in. If anything, did anything resonate with you guys? Do you already have a gratitude practice? Leave some comments. I'm about to wrap up, but I'd love to hear about how you practice gratitude. Leave comments for me because I'll respond to those. As people come in and watch it later, it'll give them ideas in addition to what I've already said. And so if you guys see this later, #replay, please leave your comments. I am so interested in what you do for gratitude and add it. You may have a nugget that I can add to what I'm already doing or what someone else can do. My mom, Joanne, says she has a blessing jar. I have not seen that jar. The next time I come home, will you show it to me? I want to see that. Not in it, because that's your business. I'm not going to be nosy, but I just want to see the jar and what it looks like. I think that's so great to have a blessing jar. And when you're having a tough time, when you're on one of those phone calls and somebody's driving you nuts, reach in your blessing jar, pull something out, and let it remind you. Let it remind you of just how blessed you are. I use the Trip app, which helps with gratitude, calming, and meditation. Alicia, I'm so glad you said that. We are such a technology driven world. We have apps for everything. And there is, she mentioned the Trip app. There's one called Calm. I think there's one called Breathe. There's multiple apps that you can go onto your app store and take a look at. And they will give you either guided or just music, calming music. But a lot of them give you a guided practice where it'll actually talk to you about breathing and in a very calming, relaxed voice and help you learn to meditate. So that's a great tip. Thanks for sharing that, Alicia. I have a couple of apps on my phone as well that I use, and I'll try to remember to come back and drop the name of those also. So if anybody else has any practices that helps you to calm and to get into a peaceful state or state of gratitude, drop those in the comments. If you watch it later, hashtag replay, please drop your comments. That's it for today, guys. I know I'm early. I usually do Thursdays at noon, but my meeting, my 7 a.m. work meeting is not happening today. So I was able to do my early morning and didn't have to worry about trying to break away and make sure noon happened. So I thank you guys so much for joining in. I will be back tomorrow for Focus Friday. And I'm also interested, a lot of times I kind of talk off the top of my head and just and I know that sounds terrible, but I am better and more connected if I'm just sharing. So I don't do a lot of preparation in advance. I may think about the topic, but when I actually hit start, I just kind of go. But yesterday, that wasn't the case. I'm gonna pop up some of the things that I shared. So you got, if you didn't catch it in your notes, I know I've got at least one great note taker on here in Kim, but there's the ways to cultivate gratitude. So this time I really prepared for today and read an article and thought about some things and typed them up for you guys. If you like that, let me know. I can definitely do more of that because a lot of times I'm just kind of talking to you and what's coming up is what comes out. So there's the ways to cultivate gratitude. Write a thank you note, thank someone mentally, keep a gratitude journal, count your blessings, pray, or meditate. The benefits of gratitude, I'll put those up. Helps you feel more positive emotions, helps you to really enjoy good experiences, improves health, helps to deal with adversity, and helps to build strong relationships. All right, I hope y'all remember that. And then the first thing we talked about was the types of gratitude, where past gratitude is overcoming, is going back to memories, fond memories, things that you're grateful for, and re-experiencing that and showing great gratitude for it. Present gratitude is being connected to what's happening right now and really enjoying that and being grateful for the experience. And future gratitude is about your attitude, having a hopeful, optimistic way of moving through life. So those are the things that we covered today. I forgot to pop them up as we were talking. But if that's helpful, I can definitely do a little bit more like that instead of just off the cuff talking. I'll always do some of that because it's just the way I am. Can't help myself. But I thought I would share some notes with you guys today and an article that you can reference at your own pace that may help solidify what we've talked about. All right. So that is it for today. You guys have a wonderful, thankful Thursday, and I will see you tomorrow on Focus Friday. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.